The big news out of Washington tonight, the president's budget proposal. President Obama introduced a $3.7 trillion budget plan that would freeze or reduce some programs, but avoid shrinking more controversial ones like Social Security and Medicare. Reports out of Washington suggest the president's budget relies heavily on the economy getting better, taxes going up, and rosy economic assumptions. 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is there in the Capitol tonight getting reaction from our local lawmakers.
We're spending the week talking to Michigan legislators about Michigan's future inside Washington. Today, there was a lot of talk about the budget that President Obama delivered. We talked first to Congressman Fred Upton. He is the chairman of the Energy and Commerce Committee. He gave us his take on what next year's budget, as proposed by the president, looks like. Then we went over to the Senate side and talked to a Democrat, also chairman of the committee, Agriculture. Senator Debbie Stabenow gave us her take.
The early test now is going to be on the spending side. President's budget came up today. And we know that just looking at the baseline numbers, already his deficit for next fiscal year is $100 billion more than it was announced just a couple weeks ago. We got to stop some of this spending. I think the American public is behind us to try and reduce the size of the deficit, reduce the debt. And for the most part, I think most Americans think it's got to be on the spending side. We've got to work on those things and work with the House and Senate, Republicans and Democrats, to see what we can do to reduce the size of the deficit. And that'll be an early test for us.
So we have to cut those areas that either aren't working, they're duplication, or they just don't make sense when we're making tough decisions about priorities. But we then have to be able to grow the economy.
Of course, there's a lot more going on here than just conversations about spending and budgeting. There are conversations about jobs, things that will impact people in Michigan, and that's why we're here, to continue our commitment to talk to our lawmakers about Michigan's future inside Washington. We'll be here this week and have reports all next week as we continue to talk to lawmakers and take them your questions. In Washington, I'm Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.